everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Magical Jill, and I know you can't see it right now, but I have my little baby Luna in this video sitting on my lap because she wants to help contribute. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my newest current obsession, and I thought this would be a fun little series to start about my new obsessions, you know, like when I play a video game and I decide I really like it, and then I decide I want to share it with all of you. So that's kind of what I'm doing today, but before I get into the video, I did want to mention that I have been making some really awesome stuff on enchantedglamour.com. That's my website where I make handmade resin and handmade jewelry and stuff like that, so definitely go check that out. So like I said, I have been currently obsessed with a specific game, and that game is Palia. So Palia is an MMO that I started playing because I used to be obsessed when I was a kid with this MMO called Free Realms, and I saw some people who used to play Free Realms talking about this game called Palia and how it's kind of similar, and I am absolutely in love with it. So today we're going to talk about Palia and why I think you guys would enjoy it just as much as I do. So first I wanted to start off with talking about the wide variety of skills that you can level up, and while doing that you can get really rare items in the game, which is really fun. So some of the skills that I have really been enjoying, there are more than just these, but I'm gonna mention a couple of my favorites. Fishing, bug catching, and mining are my three favorites especially. There's also things like hunting and foraging and other such things like that, which are really cool. You can also do crafting in the game. It's kind of like, it has a lot of things kind of like Minecraft, or I know I mentioned this game on my channel before, but My Time at Portia or Stardew Valley or even Animal Crossing, you know, where you find things in your environment, you craft things, you make a cool house, you interact with people in the village, stuff like that. It's one of those games where you can create relationships with the villagers and even, you know, get a little bit more spicy in your relationships if you want, and maybe date a couple of people. This game is very interesting because the main story is pretty much you are a human and you have re-emerged into this world of Palia, and everybody around you is pretty much an elf. They call themselves Magiri, but they're basically just purple elves. There's also this like little cat guy who's a Grimalkin, who's like a race of little cat people. He's really cute and fat and adorable, and I love him. And then there's also Galders, I think that's how you pronounce it, where they're like robot people. So there's a bunch of different races and a bunch of different animals and such in this game. It's very fantasy based, but you are a human and you've re-emerged after being extinct for a very long time. You find out that apparently your people destroyed themselves by using magic, as they call it, but I'm pretty sure it's probably just some sort of science. They use this thing called flow, which is magic. And long story short, you're trying to figure out the mystery of why the heck you're here and what happened to the humans and what are all the secrets lying in these ruins, and it's really interesting. Along the way, you meet a lot of really fun people. Some of my favorite villagers include Tish, Gina, Kenyatta, and right now I really like Delilah just because she's got like mommy vibes. I also really love Tamala. Some of the villagers you can date, some of them you can't, which is a shame because I honestly am kind of into Sifu too. I like her big muscles, but she's like, I guess too old for me or something, so I'm not allowed to date her too. But if I could, I would date every woman in this game. This game is one of those games that I would find very cozy and stress-free. There's no combat really except for hunting animals. And this game does not punish you for wanting to go different paths. It doesn't say like, oh, you can only choose one skill, or you can only choose one person to date, or things like that. Like, you can pretty much go whatever path you want and switch it at any time, and it doesn't matter, or do all of the paths at all the same time. You can follow pretty much every single character's quest line if you want, without them conflicting with each other, from what I've seen, which is really fun. And I really like that because, I mean, of course, other games that kind of adds replayability where like you make different choices and stuff, but in this game, if you really wanted to in one playthrough, you could do everybody's quest and see what they're all about. And I think that's really nice. One of my favorite animals in this game is called a choppa. It is basically like a chipmunk type thing, like squirrely type raccoon sort of thing, and it's orange and adorable, and they run away and they're really cute. Apparently they're an invasive species, and a big point of the game is killing them, sadly, because you like have to get resources and stuff, because you're basically living in the woods all by yourself, building up your own house, building up your own farm, stuff like that. And you have to get food to eat because there's like a whole focus mechanic. There's a lot of really different and interesting mechanics that I've never actually seen in some games before that they have implemented into this game. You know how in Animal Crossing, if you're an Animal Crossing person, how you can eat an apple and then you can dig up an entire tree because you're stronger? It's kind of like that in this game, where if you eat a bunch of food and you fill your focus bar, you start doing things faster and you start gaining skills faster and have boosted experience, which I think is really interesting. A big point in this game is a lot kind of like RuneScape, or that old game I used to play called Free Realms, if you guys know anything about it, where it's basically just you are trying to get up your skills and have a good time and do whatever you want and build up your house and meet people and talk to the villagers and uncover a story that's a little bit more hidden. You know, they don't really just throw it all at you at once. You have to talk to people and go through the game to slowly learn over the course of time what's going on here. Kind of like a mystery in some ways, which I find really enjoyable and very exciting. There's a lot of different rare items too that you can get that I mentioned earlier, like when you're mining. It's not just, oh, I'm gonna mine this copper and I'm gonna bring it home to my house. You can also sometimes with the RNG generator, random number generator, get like quartz or sapphire or emeralds drop, and then you can sell them for a really high price, or give them as a really nice gift to a villager that you may really like. And sometimes you will find shiny bugs around. Once you've caught enough bugs, sometimes they will start to spawn new shiny bugs that you don't see very often that are really rare and interesting. Sometimes you will find shiny, really interesting fish in the water that you've never seen before. And as you keep progressing through the game, getting better gear and being able to catch more things, you will start to realize that these actually have a use. You don't just have to hoard them. You can sell them for money to buy more things for your house. You can bring them to a specific temple, which I find really fun, that you have to put specific items in, kind of like the community center library thing in Stardew Valley. I haven't played that game in a long time, so I'm pretty sure it's a community center. But you go there and you put specific items in places to rebuild that community center in that game. In this game, you go to a temple and you put specific items in that temple, and then it lights up the wall over time. So you unlock the temple over time by putting things in there, and I think that's really fun and exciting to be able to find out what will happen next after that. I think it's a really fun little mystery. Something that I did want to mention, because some of the developers kind of did a statement on this about the whole combat thing in Palia, because when I opened up this game, I was actually really surprised that there's not really any combat other than just hunting animals. So they said, many people have asked if Palia will have combat. While Palia won't entirely be free of conflict, combat isn't the core of the focus. Over time, we'll have combat-like adventures, but players will be able to opt out of those experiences, and that combat won't involve players fighting other players. And that's something that I really love about this game, is the fact that it's a game that's unlike any other MMO that I've played in terms of not wanting the player to have to interact in terms of combat with other players. You can interact with other players, of course, but you don't have to. It's kind of like Fallout 76, where in that game you can do most things on your own, but there's some things where you need other players for. In Palia, you can pretty much do absolutely everything on your own. You just get added benefits from playing with other players. It's very much so encouraged to be kind to others. There's not even swearing in the game. If you try to type in a swear in the chat, it literally blocks it out. Like, it's a very family-friendly, happy atmosphere where people are not meant to be being mean to each other, because that's not the Palian way, which I think is really nice. And there's easy ways to report and block people if you want to. I really like that combat is not a main focus, and that the main focus of the game is furthering yourself and enjoying yourself, playing at your own pace, and having fun. It's a very stress-free, cozy game, a lot like Animal Crossing, and that is something that I really love about it. Even games like Stardew Valley have combat in them, and sometimes they can be stressful or hard. And in Palia, you don't really have to worry about that. You kind of just hoard things if you want to, or sell them, and create your house and play at your own pace and learn the main story and have fun. And I think that's really nice. A majority of the players that I have met so far have been very kind, even on Reddit, surprisingly, because I've had some problems on Reddit before, but surprisingly, even the people on Reddit have been very nice. I've only encountered a couple of people on Palia who have been not so nice, but I will actually show a little clip here. There was a guy, I don't remember his name, but it'll show it in the clip, who actually helped me get out of a hole that I was stuck in, because the game is still in beta, and so there's still going to be some graphical glitchy problems. I got stuck in a hole, and he pretty much helped me out and was like, hey, you just have to put in this command to get out, it'll be okay, and then here, follow me to this special tree we can cut down together. And it was really nice. And the fact that, you know, these people, you even see in the clip, these people all wait for me to get to the special tree to cut down, because it's like a special rare tree that you can't get very often. They all waited for me to get there before they decided to cut it down so that I could have some of the wood too. Anyway, it makes me really happy that these people are wanting to work together and be kind to each other and kind of just have fun in a little game and explore and get rare items. And I think that's really awesome. It just makes me so happy. And one of the last things that I wanted to mention about this game that I really enjoy, most MMOs have microtransactions. In fact, I'm pretty sure all of them do, or at least all to my knowledge. And, well, yes, there's microtransactions in Palia, but they're only cosmetic. So you only can buy clothes, and when you buy, like, the little things, I think they're coins or gems or something to buy the clothes, you get a free pal cat, which is like a little pet. So you get a pal cat, which is like a Palia cat thing that follows you around if you want. Currently, that's the only pets in the game. There are no mounts yet, but there's talk of them adding more regions and possibly adding things like mounts and pets in the future, but right now that's kind of a far way out, the developers have said. But I'm really excited for the future of this game. They add things in all the time. Since I've been playing, gosh, I couldn't even tell you how long I played, but I'm obsessed with it. And there has been probably 3 or 4 updates during the time that I've played, and they've added in things like beards, they've added in more mechanics to sit in chairs, they've added in more cosmetics, they've added in this and that, and all these other things, and it's really fun. They're always adding to it and making it new, and it's just really exciting. It's kind of like when I got on the ground floor of Minecraft when I first started playing it all those years ago, and like there was not tons and tons in the game yet, and now you go to Minecraft and there's tons and tons in the game. That's how I feel like Palia is gonna be eventually, and I'm really excited about that. I can't wait to see the future of this game because it is just in beta, and I really love supporting the developers on this game because it seems very small and indie, so I like actually giving money to them to buy a little outfit here and there because I appreciate that I don't have to buy a stupid membership to play the entire game or something like that, like most games are. This is my current favorite game right now. It's so low stress, but it's not a baby game. It's something you can really take seriously that has a really in-depth, interesting story that I am so excited to continue unraveling as time goes on. All of the characters have extremely different personalities and are very fun to get to know. They all like different things and like getting different gifts. So in a lot of ways, it is a lot like Animal Crossing. It also reminds me a lot of Stardew Valley. If you are into those kind of games, I genuinely think this is the game for you. This is going to be your new obsession too. It's really fun. It is really enjoyable, and I just absolutely love it. I did want to mention before I go that I have my website, enchantedglamour.com, and I know it's not Halloween anymore, but I still have the promo code up. I have code SCARY still going for 15% off of your entire order, so definitely check that out before I take it away. I'm probably going to take it away in the next week or two, but I wanted some more of you guys to know that I'm doing code SCARY for 15% off of your order, so definitely go check out my awesome resin products, my awesome handmade jewelry. I do a lot of really awesome things where I take comic books or manga that I have gotten that were being thrown out by stores here because there's not really very good recycling in Minnesota. So I will take those and I will cut out the pictures and I'll put them in resin to kind of preserve them and make little collages and stuff like that as like a transformative art project, which I think is really fun, and it creates little art things that you can have in your home for the rest of your life, which I think is awesome. And I hope you guys definitely go check that out because it makes me happy to be able to recycle these things instead of letting them get thrown into a landfill. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really fun to make. I absolutely love this game, and I love talking about games that I'm really into at the moment. So I want to make more videos like that, and I can't wait to start this little series because it's been really enjoyable for me. So I hope you all subscribe and leave a like and check out my website, enchantedglamour.com, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!